Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another achievement guide. This time we're checking out Another Dawn. This game was developed and published by KR Games and releases on January 29th, 2021 for a price of $19.99. So before we dive into the game, I'm going to recommend that you go into the settings menu. You're going to go to General, and you're going to want to change the camera sensitivity and the difficulty to Easy. Once you've made those changes, you can then go back to the main menu. If you've already started a game, you can hit New Game and we'll restart. So we're going to launch into the first level here. We're going to get 3 achievements in this game. I will let you know that I already have a couple of them from just playing the game prior, but you will see some of them unlock as we get further into the guide. So we're going to quickly get through a little bit of a dialogue option here at the start.
Sorry, the number is not in service. Check the number or try your call again.
Alright, once we can actually move here in a second, when it gives us control, you're going to dive into the water and head towards the beach. Now, forewarning, some of the controls in this game and, the way the characters and stuff act can be a little buggy. So, I know it's going to cause some frustrations for some people, but just keep in mind, everybody's going to really experience it. So, hopefully it's something the developers fix, but the game has been out on Steam for a long time now, and a lot of these bugs still maintain. So the first thing we need to do objective-wise in the game is get our backpack. So we're going to walk over here and actually pick up this pipe. And then we're going to head to this cabin straight ahead. That's where we're going to be able to pick up some food and water. We have a couple bars down at the bottom of our screen that are a little important. On the left side, you have a food bar, like your hunger bar, and then the thirst bar, so your water bar. On the left and right, the red and blue ones, and in the middle is like your stamina bar, as well as what item you have equipped. So once we pick up these items, we're then going to run over here. You're going to see a guard here on the left side. We really want to avoid him, so we're going to go into the woods over here. And then try to stay crouched. The noise you make and visual view cones for the characters are really important in this game. So if they spot you, hear you, see you, it really makes everything just a lot more difficult for you. So we can see him walking over there. There's also going to be a guard off to our right in a tower right here, so we want to also avoid him. So we're going to run to this hut once we see the other guard on the pier. Run behind it. So the other guard is still out there walking. So we'll go ahead and just run here, and we're going to run into this hut in front of us. And then this is where you're going to get your very first achievement. Once you pick up this backpack, you'll get an achievement unlocked right there. You don't see that popping on my screen because I already have it. And then we're going to pick up that food and water and then head back around and drop on the back side. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go get a stealth kill. So that guard in the tower that we were kind of avoiding a little bit, we're going to go up there and kill him. So the way you're going to do that is once you get about to this tree or rock, you're going to go ahead and want to crouch because otherwise he'll hear you walking with your footsteps, as well as you're not going to want to jump or anything because he's also going to be able to detect that. And you're just going to crouch and walk all the way over to the ladder. Once you get up top up here, you want to just make sure you're very slowly moving. And then start spamming the X button. This is going to trigger the assassination. Pull your knife out, you'll kill him, and then you should get another achievement. Then you can go ahead and pick up the gun and then reload. And then to climb back down the ladder, just kind of reverse back onto it, and you can climb on down. And then that's pretty much the last real thing we're going to do in the level. We're going to kind of skip everything else by going back around the map a little bit. So immediately cut toward these trees in the back. And then we're going to follow this little trail pathway to this next tall tree. Pretty tall trees. And then once you hit this tree, you're going to have 2 little other trees here that kind of form a line. We're going to follow those up. Now keep in mind, once you get up to this point, you're going to have the next enemies that you really encounter up ahead. Just over this rock, the one guy walking here, and then there's a guy sitting on a bench. So we're going to avoid them. You may need to crouch here so they don't hear you running or anything. And then we're just going to run straight up the hill. You'll want to veer to the right just ever so slightly, kind of following the tree line. And then once you get up top up here, we're going to veer to the right and just hug the wall. And then right before we get to the end of the level, there's going to be one last achievement we pick up by picking up a plant. So once you get here, you can hurt yourself, so kind of follow this little line here. It'll allow you to slide down without hurting yourself. And then the door to exit the level is right here on the left, but before you go in there, go over to this plant, and you're going to pick up this healing plant. And that should unlock another achievement for you. And then we'll walk into this door, and that'll complete the level once you walk all the way through. Alright, let's continue on to level 2, as soon as it lets us move. Why can't we run? There we go. Alright, so you're going to want to just run for quite a bit. We're going to go to the end of kind of a stairway that goes up, but we're just going to do quite a bit of running. I do hope this guide is helpful for you guys with getting this game completed. We would appreciate you guys giving us a thumbs up if you like the video, if it's really helped you out. As well, if you get the full 1,000 in the game or get achievements that you were maybe missing, you know, comment down below, let us know. It shows a lot of support and really keeps motivating us to keep doing what we're doing. We do this just as a hobby and we have fun making content for you guys. You know, if there's anything we miss or something we mess up, you know, your feedback's always greatly appreciated. Or if you want us to, you know, look at other styles and ways we do our video, you know, we're not going to copy everybody out there. We want to be unique in our own way, but in the end, how many ways can you really make an achievement guide? Hence why we try to upload a diverse amount of content on our channel, whether it's gameplay reviews, early gameplay previews, stuff like that. So once we get up here, we're going to crouch under this rock and keep going ahead. And then we're going to hit this vine area, this little green vine thing that's hanging down from these rocks. This thing works a little bit like a ladder, so what you're going to want to do is sprint jump. If you don't know how to do that, you're going to hold left trigger, push forward, and hit A. And you're going to jump up on this, kind of climb it. If I can get it to work. There we go. And then we'll keep progressing up here. Now we're going to have two different pathways, a left path and a right path. We're going to take the right path. This path is going to lead us toward the crossbow, which is going to give us another achievement for picking up and locating the crossbow. Now, as you approach this bridge, you're going to want to save a little bit of stamina. We're going to want to just sprint jump across this gap here to make sure you don't fall down. If you do fall and die at any point, or die in any level, you kind of restart those levels. And nobody wants to have to duplicate a bunch of work. Now this part's going to be where it's probably the hardest part of the entire level. We need to parkour our way around all these wood planks to get to the other side. So just follow what I'm doing here on screen. We're going to line up here and sprint jump into this first little corner here. This plank will kind of catch us, and then jump up on this plank. The plank can be a little temperamental, so if you do get stuck, don't worry, just keep hitting A and you'll eventually get up there. We're going to walk down this plank. Then we're going to sprint jump across here. Sometimes it will kind of propel you forward, be a little careful. And then we'll jump onto this plank. And then we're going to sprint jump over here and get us across. Then jump up here, and then we're going to walk all the way back here. And the crossbow is going to be on the skeleton. Once you pick this up and the arrows, you'll unlock a new achievement. Now I'm going to recommend you use that D-pad to put the crossbow away. It's going to make it easier not having a giant crossbow on your screen, because now we have to run all the way back across. Now this seems like a really far gap, but if you actually sprint jump here, it's going to kind of propel you forward a little bit. Just be careful as you kind of aim where you're moving as you're walking, and you won't kind of fall off. It's going to save you a little bit of time instead of going the long way, but if you want to be cautious, you can kind of retrace your original steps. We're going to walk all the way here, walk up this plank, and then sprint jump back over to these. And then we'll go back up here, and then we're going to make our way back all the way to where we kind of use those different pathways. Once again, mind the gap here on the bridge. I recommend sprinting and jumping over it. I would hate for you to spend all that work and then die back on the bridge. Now once we get here, we have the two paths to choose from. We're going to take a right and continue up that left path. Then we're going to go quite a bit of ways again. This level has just kind of quite a bit of running.
Remember, we have to capture him. He cannot escape. He has seen us.
A little bit of dialogue from some other people, I'm assuming, just above the surface. Now, right at this point, this pathway here that we can crouch under heads out to the level. Remember the skeleton. We're actually going to continue forward here, crouch under this rock, and we're going to go get one of the missable secret achievements. Just kind of hug the right side so you don't accidentally die from those rocks. And then you're going to have this big, like, spiral thing that we're going to need to climb up. Don't worry, you don't have to really do any climbing, you just walk around it. Then we're going to walk up to the herb. Go ahead and get that if you don't have that healing plant. And then you should have just got the 100 gamer score for the explorer. We're going to head back down and then head all the way back to that pathway where the skeleton was to complete out this level. Now I know it can be really tempting. Don't drop off the edge of that. You'll die and have to redo everything you've already done, and let's be honest, nobody wants to do that. Crouch back under this rock. And we've got the skeleton here. We'll crouch under this. And then we'll just keep walking forward to the end of the level. Alright, you're going to walk all the way back, kind of hug the left side of this room. And we're going to walk all the way around it, and there'll be a door to our right. Well, a doorway tunnel. It's all another tunnel. So many tunnels in this game. Or in this level, let's be honest. And then we just need to head up these stairs. If you do see, by now we do have an indication where we do need to drink something. So hit start on your backpack and then go drink your bottle of water. We won't do our hunger meter until we actually need it because we don't want to waste anything. And just continue to walk toward this door. Alright, now we're on to the next level. So we're going to run straight for a little while. This is going to be a little bit of a lengthy level that we're on this time. So if you are kind of pacing yourself in between levels, you need to grab a drink or something, I would do that now, restroom break, whatever. So continue running, and keep in mind if you do need food or water, make sure you open your backpack and hydrate and eat accordingly. So what we're going to do now is you're going to see a hut here just in front of us with a guard standing on the hut. We're actually going to stealth kill this guard. We're going to use the crossbow that we picked up in the last level. Now I will let you know the crossbow does have bullet drop, however physics you want to use. Describe it, so keep that in mind when it comes to aiming and using the weapon. Now you have a couple different ways you can do this. I personally like to just approach this window here, use left bumper to aim my crossbow, and then shoot through the window to kill the guard. You can also sneak around. We're still going to go in the house. It's kind of your own personal preference in that regard. Because we're going to go in here and get this food, water, and med kit to help us out. And then if you want to switch guns, you can switch guns with them. You don't need to. And then we're just going to keep continuing forward. Go ahead and get our crossbow out and reload it. You reload with right bumper. Continue going. You'll see a guard off on this platform to our right. We're eventually going to go out there, but we're not quite ready for that just yet. Now the next thing you're going to see over here is you're going to see the first of the dogs that we're going to encounter. They're kind of like little demon dogs. So what you're going to want to do is remember that these crossbows have a little bit of a drop. So aim kind of above this guy and then shoot. And then once you kill him, that should unlock another achievement. Don't worry if you miss. They don't usually seem to get triggered by the bolts. We're going to run up to him and actually retrieve our arrow. You can retrieve arrows from dead animals. And now we're going to keep running up ahead. And just continue to hug the left side of this wall. Now you're going to see a few guards here. We actually want to try to be careful killing them. There's two stationary, one sitting on the right over here, one walking right here, and then one actually up in that guard tower. So we want to kill that guard tower guard first. So as you start to get close, we're going to crouch, and then we're just going to kind of time running and moving around here. When that guard starts to walk on this ramp is when we're going to proceed forward here behind this guard tower. And we're going to quickly get this other guard killed. So we don't need to climb all the way up top. You can if you'd like to, but we're just going to aim our crossbow, aim just a little above him. And if you do miss, don't worry. The guy missed there. Aim again and take him out. And then now we're going to wait for that other guard to walk around again. You can climb up the tower if you want. It's completely up to you. In this case, I walked in and climb up the tower. Looks like we did trigger these guards. So no worries, we do have our gun. So what we're going to do is quickly just aim at these other guards and kill them that way. You can see where this other guard is. He's not behind us. So what we'll do is climb down this ladder. And then we'll shoot this guard. You don't have to be stealthy, so don't worry too much about that. And then what we're going to do here is actually pick up some bullets. Looks like he has a pistol, so we can pick up his pistol, reload it, and then head over to this table. You can do that stealthy, but it's not absolutely necessary. And we'll just stick with the Stig. Then we're going to run in here, turn into this other hut on the right, and then this is the next important things we need to pick up. Was we have a gas mask here, as well as, nope, actually not in this one. I thought there was food and water. So we're going to use the gas mask. We can't actually swim in this water. It's toxic. It will kill us. So you have to use the gas mask to get through anything. So before we hop in here, as you can see, our food and water is a little low. So we're going to go into our backpack, eat some food, and take a drink of water. And then you're going to hit Y to equip your mask. Now, like I said, there's that guard circling that tower way down there. So we're actually going to need to sneak up onto the tower without alerting him. And then we have to quickly kill him. You can try shooting him from the shorelines. I haven't had any luck doing that myself, but that's kind of up to you. But we're going to swim for quite a bit, so this might be a little boring. So I'm going to kind of just not talk much until we get there. You can see that he does kind of stop in a couple certain spots. We're going to want to swim off to the right side of it here. There's a little ladder, and that's how we're going to climb up onto the platform. Now, depending on your game, he could be anywhere around this platform right now, so keep that in mind. So as he's walking away, this will be, oh nope, he's walking back toward. So we might need to wait for a good window here to sneak up on him. In the meantime, while you're waiting, this is a good opportunity, though. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button. You know, just saying. I know, shameless plug while you have to wait. Alright, now that he's walking away, we're going to swim straight toward the ladder. And then once you get up here, you're going to want to be really quick. You're going to want to get your gun out and kill him. So it looks like he's already shooting us on our screen. Oh, we got to reload. This isn't good. Alright, we'll kill him, and then we can hit Y to take our mask off. If you need to eat or anything, feel free to do that. Now what we're going to do is run all the way up here, climb up this ladder. You also need some ammo. Make sure you go pick up the ammo off his body or switch guns with him. Don't make the mistake I did and not have your guns reloaded. Hey, not perfect. Not going to edit out the mistake. Now once we get all the way up here, we'll climb up this ladder. Then you're going to trigger a little dialogue cutscene. Then get your next achievement. Alright, now the next thing we're going to go to is climb back down this tower. All the way down. Then we're going to swim to a new portion that we need to go to toward the hut where basically there's an X that was marked on our map. We're going to swim to that X. Or go to that X, but we have to swim that direction. Ah, these ladders drive me crazy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to say no. No to ladders. Can't. Can never do ladders in games. I always struggle with them. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is orientate yourself. You're going to look for this kind of villages way off in the distance here. Pop your mask back on, and then we're going to go for another long swim here. Toward that hut. So hopefully you've been able to follow along and not had to, restart or redo too many levels too many times. But, like we said in the very beginning, this game is a little buggy. There are some hiccups and stuff. So, that frustration's equally understood. I hope you're not having to deal with too much of that. Just trying to get your gamer score up a little bit. It's the thing we always want. So as you can see, as we approach the island, there's going to be one roaming guard here. So just be mindful of him. And then there's going to be another guard up ahead in a kind of stationary towered area that we're going to want to avoid as well. So once you get up here, you can take your mask off. And then we're just going to hug the right side wall here. And that guard may be in the same position as you see on my screen. He could be in a whole totally different one on yours. But we're going to head straight into this hut here. And we're going to be able to pick up some crossbow bolts and a crossbow. So if you happen to miss the original crossbow, you can knock one out here. I'm going to kind of do this quickly while that guard is not near us. And we're just going to keep walking straight, hugging this mountain. And then there's going to be one more guard up here straight ahead of us on the left in that little kind of tower. If you just hug the edge of this wall, you should be fine. And then make sure when you get up here, follow the path that I'm going. There's another one of those dogs that'll be kind of roaming out here on the left side, and you don't want him to kill you and cause you to have to redo everything all over again. We're going to kind of head up a hill, down a hill, and back up a hill. If you are worried, you can't have your gun out, just in case he tries to kill you. you can defend yourself a little bit. And then we're basically running to a hole in the ground. Oh, I might have gotten turned around. Oh, let's keep going this way. It's easy to get lost when, you know, it's just trees and woods. Oh, I literally just ran back. It's back here somewhere. Sorry for giving you guys a little bit of a runaround. Not perfect. Alright, here's the giant hole. So be careful when you get here. You don't want to jump all the way straight down, you'll die. But we do need to kind of parkour our way down a little bit. So just follow the kind of pathway I walk around these planks. We'll crouch here, and once you get down to the lower level of the planks here, it'll proceed you to the next point. Alright, now we're on to the next level. We're going to do a lot of swimming in this level, so keep in mind you're going to want to pay attention to that little meter that's kind of your oxygen level stamina bar as we swim through this level, because you do not want to die. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a left here, and you're going to swim all the way to the edge. We could dive now, but we're going to wait to do that until we get to the very edge to allow us to have the most breath possible, and then you're going to look straight down and swim down. We're going to keep going straight here. And there's going to be a pocket of air right here. Swim up here just to get our breath back. Once your meter gets going back, keep going. I'm going to highly recommend any opportunity you get into these air bubbles, don't change the direction you're looking at. That way you can stay on track here. So once we get here, we're going to swim all the way back up top here into these kind of air pockets up here. There should be an air pocket over here somewhere. There we go, right here. That was close. We almost died. So let's get our stamina all the way back up. Or oxygen level. I guess I could call it the right thing. Then we're going to dive back down toward this giant cave opening here. You'll know it's the right direction because you'll start to see some steps. Dive under here. We should have another opportunity for a pocket of air here in just a moment. So we'll dive up here and get some breath back. It'll be very close, so be careful. If you do run out of breath and have to restart the level, at least we're super early in, so don't worry too much. Alright, then we're going to dive back down and keep going. Then we're going to hit kind of a walking area. We'll run up here. Be back in the water. I'm going to recommend again, you go all the way to the edge before you dive in. Let's make sure your stamina is up and running. And then we're going to swim down here, and then we're going to keep going. And then keep looking for those air pockets. So we're going to have one right up here. And let's continue. And then you're going to go off to the left here where these wood planks are. I recommend kind of staying to the left here and then going more toward the middle so you don't get caught on any of the planks. And we're going to dive down and then surface back up. And then we'll run up here. And we do need to do a little more climbing. That's the end of the swimming. So here's another one of those vines. It'll act kind of like a ladder as we climb up here. Then we're going to head to this lab door. If you remember that tablet we picked up in the last level, I think it was either in one of the houses or on top of the tower. We'll pick that up, and it looks like we need to eat and drink, so we'll go ahead and hit start here real quick and get some food. Looks like we're actually out of water, so we're going to want to keep a lookout for a water bottle. Walk up here, hit X to use our tablet. And then we're just going to keep running. Kind of a neat little underground lab. Now the game does get very laggy here. If you saw in our early gameplay preview where we showcased really how laggy and buggy this game is, oh dear, it gets even worse, trust us. So we're just going to keep running here. The frame rate literally dives to nothing. Keep running. We're going to head right through this door and keep going. And then one last door. Does anybody else think the tablet noise just sounds like they recorded a microwave? Because I really think it's just a microwave. We'll keep running down this tunnel. Up these steps. And then we'll just proceed running forward through the broken door and it'll get to the end of the level. Hopefully you guys haven't struggled too much by now. We don't have too much longer to do in the game, but we are getting close to the end. Alright, now we're on to the next level. So we'll continue through this door. Now we are going to kill quite a bit of enemies in this level. And there will be a few opportunities where you can die, so please just be cautious. So once we get into this room, we're going to want to pull out our crossbow. And the frame rate drops quite a bit in this game. It's pretty insane. But if you do hit left bumper to aim, it gets a little easier to kind of navigate around. So we're going to shoot this first guy here with our crossbow. Then we're going to walk into this room, hugging the right side of the wall. And then we're going to be looking toward this door, but then looking on the left side. On the far left side, you'll see our second target that we're going to kill, as well as the third target as well. So we're going to shoot this first guy. Oh, we're going to reload. Right bumper's reload. And then reload again. Kind of creeping around the corner to line up this other guy. And then make sure you pick up your arrows. And then if you are needing food or water, you can pick up food and water here, as well as a med kit. So we're going to go ahead and take a moment here to drink. And then make sure we reload our guns. Now the next time we encounter enemies, we're not really going to... I always hit Y. This is going to be the theme of the video. I just hit Y and put my mouse on for no reason. The next couple enemies we're going to encounter, we're going to not really be stealthily, so we're going to pull out our machine gun. Make sure you have your gun loaded, as the next two enemies are going to kind of charge after you. When it comes to dealing with those enemies, you're going to want to try to aim for their heads, So once we wrap around this wall here and then the next wall, you're going to see 2 enemies through the glass here. They're going to come in on the right side. So as they get close to you and trigger, just kind of walk backwards a little bit and aim for their heads. You'll hear them start to come here in just a second. The first one and the second one. Ah, if I can hit it. Nope. I'm just going to miss a lot. Reload our gun. Then we're going to proceed through this door. Use our microwave tablet. And then we're going to want to go up to these little ladders here. Climb up. You'll need to crouch once you get to the top of this ladder. And then walk over to this platform. You may need to jump up onto it if it doesn't let you walk, and then hit the little lift here to go up. We're going to want to not put our mask back on again. I don't know why I keep wanting to hit Y for some reason. Maybe because Y is like the universal way to change your gun, not the D-pad. We're going to get our gun back out here. And we're going to have a couple more enemies that start to come after us appear ahead. You'll see them down this long hallway. Again, aim for the heads. Then we're going to run all the way to the end of this door and talk to this gentleman. Make sure you reload your gun if you haven't already, because right where we just killed those 2 enemies, we'll have 2 more enemies as well.
This door is locked. If you want to see your
So
friend
just sit and
again,
listen to this
you
guy.
better find out another way to reach me. I'm the only person here on this screwed island that can help you. So hear me out, okay? Get back to the laboratory room below and find a passage in the water flushing system. I'll be waiting for you on the other side. Be quick.
Okay, so we'll have our gun back out and ready to go. There's going to be 2 enemies that come around this corner, as well as you'll unlock another achievement. So just have your gun ready to go. I recommend, like I said, holding the bumper, and then once you start to see them walking backwards. So we get the heads. You know what? I'll eventually hit them. There we go. I can't fail enough. It doesn't help the frame rate. I'm going to blame the frame rate. Like the video if you agree to blame the frame rate. Now we're going to head back over to this lift again. We're going to go down, and then we're going to have 3 more enemies to kill. At least in this area. So as the lift goes down, you're going to want to crouch. And then you're going to see an enemy here on the far left. And then there's also an enemy here on the right. We're going to kill the enemy on the far left first. Remember, there is arrow drop, so aim enough to factor that in when you're shooting. And then, very important, to make sure you drop on the right side here. And then we're going to kind of scooch back against the wall here. Reload our arrow. And then the third enemy is going to be down this hallway. I'd recommend aiming where your little center reticle's a little above his head. And then firing your arrow. That'll kill him. Now we can retrieve our arrows if you want to retrieve them. I've got 8. I'm not too worried about retrieving them. Drop over to this platform and then hit X to activate it. It's actually going to trigger this lift. So you're going to want to put your mask on finally. Go figure. And then this water here is toxic, so what you're going to quickly want to do is dive into the water and then dive straight down. You're going to almost run out of breath and drown. You're going to have to go very quick, so if you do fail here, I'm sorry, you're going to have to restart this level, but you're going to want to swim straight as fast as you can. If you can avoid this little body so you don't get hung up, try to do that. As well as the second body. As you look, your breath meter is basically going to deplete. As soon as we get to here, we're going to look straight up. Try to surface as quick as possible toward this ladder. Now once we get to this top of the ladder, you're going to want to crouch so you can move around a little bit. And you can go ahead and take your mask off. And we're going to get our gun out. All 3 bullets. Actually, there, you can use your crossbow with this. There's 2 more enemies. One you can see at the far here. If you just simply aim at him, aim up a little bit, you'll take him out. And then there's another enemy just next to him. Now these enemies may chase and attack you, so apologize if this is a little bit of a frustrating part for you. But in my case this time, they're pretty docile, except for when the arrows don't actually hit him. We'll kill him. And we're going to make our way this direction. We'll trigger this door. Sometimes these keypads can be a little finicky. We're getting toward the end of the level.
I never bet you will make it. The situation in the laboratory is critical. We are leaving the island. The experiments didn't go as planned. It got out of hand. But you can still save your loved ones. Don't ask me why I'm helping you. Maybe I should have known first how things really were. Now listen. Not all captured humans have been used for testing, and they're bringing survivors to a hidden place. Reach the heliport, and hope it's not too late. I'll stay here. My colleague is trapped, and I have to find her. Take this weapon. You'll need it.
You can also grab some water here. Grab these guns. And proceed to the door, and that'll complete the level. Alright guys, so what you do is pull out your crossbow here for this portion. You're going to run over here to the side just before the door, make sure you crouch. There's 2 enemies on the other side of this kind of half wall. They're both stationary, so you don't have to worry about them moving. Come up behind this first guy, pull out your crossbow, take him out. And then the award for the most oblivious guy in the entire game goes to this guy. Just shoot him. He doesn't notice you killed the other guy. Now, very important part here, you can pick up your crossbow if you want to. You could also want to pick up this STG, but do not pick up the pistol. If you do, you need to restart the level because you've lost your silenced pistol. It usually does not allow you to pick it back up. Don't hit Y like I do as well, because we don't need to wear a gas mask. So now what we're going to want to do is switch to our main assault rifle. Hopefully you've got, 10-15 rounds here, because we're going to try to make the game a little easier for us. So you're going to have this guy walking here on this catwalk. So we're going to shoot him a couple times until he dies. And then you're going to have this other guy here walking on the other catwalk. Shoot at him until he alerts. And then take a couple shots at him until he's dead. So that's going to leave just 2 guys over here that are unalerted, as well as these 2 guys that are unalerted. So you're going to want to time this catwalk a little bit when you go down this little lift here as this guy's walking out. Once he starts to turn out here, then trigger the lift. It's going to allow you to have enough time to walk in and then be facing back from you, so you can hug this wall and try to avoid them seeing you. And then hopefully you can get a quick headshot done, because you cannot move when these things. To not stealthily get him, I recommend switching to your rifle pretty quick. Or this rifle, you're going to have another guy coming down the stairwell hallway. You need to kill him pretty quickly. And that'll knock out these guys. And if you do need any food or water, this is a good opportunity to heal up. Food, water, shebang. Now, if you were able to successfully navigate this area stealthily, I'll show you where this guy would normally be standing, so you know really what to look out for. So he's normally just standing right here, so you can come around this corner and just take him out stealthily. I'm gonna head up to this tower up here. I'm just gonna activate this radio. And we're almost at the end of the game, guys. So there's there's 2 more guys that we need to kill, both on the other side of the map. Before we head over to them, what we're going to do is try to get some ammunition so we can kind of just fight them just a little easier. So this guy's got almost a full round of ammo for us. So that's going to make our lives a little easier, and then we're going to also pick up this ammo. And then we're actually going to run over to this balcony where we shot that guy from a distance and just see if he happens to have any more SGD ammo. The guns these guys have are pretty random, so he may or may not have the right ammunition for you. His gun is just a pistol right here. So having your assault rifle on makes this a little easier. You can stealth it, but it's only 2 guys, and not super difficult. Now, if you remember, we shot this guy from a distance, so he dropped pretty easily. Let's see if he has any more SGG ammo. He does. So we have plenty of ammunition to take out these 2 guys on the head. We're going to kind of crouch here on the side. Actually, might be able to stealth this guy. Let's try stealth. Oh, we actually stealthed him. So yeah, you can manage to stealth that guy, go for it. And there's going to be 1 more guy right over here. As you can see, he's not dying for whatever reason. So I'm just going to pull out my regular back against him, and then we're just going to head up here to the end of the level. So if this guide helped you guys get the full 1000, we would appreciate you liking the video again, like we said earlier. Subscribe if you haven't already, comment down below if you got the full 1K as well. Outside of that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Tune in for some future guides and videos, and we'll catch you guys next time. Too bad we couldn't save our girlfriend, wife, whatever, but we did manage to save 1,000 euros. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we will catch you guys next time.